First contact and tension. The vast expanse of space had long been a source of wonder and speculation for humanity. For centuries, they had gazed at the stars, dreaming of what lay beyond. Little did they know that their first encounter with extraterrestrial life would change the course of human history forever. It was on a crisp autumn morning in 2157 when the first alien ship appeared in Earth's orbit. The sleek, crystalline vessel shimmered against the backdrop of space, its design unlike anything humans had ever conceived. As news of the arrival spread across the globe, a mix of excitement and fear gripped the population. Dr. Amelia Chen, head of the newly formed Extraterrestrial Contact Division, found herself at the forefront of humanity's first interaction with an alien species. She stood in the control room of the International Space Station, her heart racing as she prepared to make first contact. "This is Dr. Amelia Chen of Earth, representing the human race. We welcome you in peace and hope to establish friendly relations," she broadcast, her voice steady despite her nerves. For several tense moments, there was no response. Then, a melodic series of tones filled the air, followed by a deep, resonant voice speaking in perfect English. "Greetings, humans of Earth. We are the Zirconian Collective. We come seeking new worlds and resources." The alien's directness caught Amelia off guard. "We're happy to discuss cultural exchange and limited resource sharing," she replied cautiously. "However, Earth's resources are precious to us and necessary for our survival." There was a pause before the Zirconian responded. "Your planet's resources are far more valuable to an advanced civilization like ours. We suggest you prepare for integration into the collective. Resistance would be unfortunate." Amelia's blood ran cold. She exchanged alarmed glances with her team before responding. "I'm afraid that's not acceptable. We're willing to negotiate, but we won't surrender our world or our autonomy." The communication abruptly ended, leaving the humans in stunned silence. Amelia knew that this was only the beginning of what would likely be a long and difficult conflict. In the days that followed, governments around the world scrambled to prepare for potential hostilities. The United Earth Defense Council was hastily formed, bringing together the best military minds and scientific experts from across the globe. General Marcus Steele, a veteran of the Pan-Asian conflict, was appointed as the head of Earth's defense forces. He stood before the council, his weathered face grim as he addressed the assembled leaders. "Ladies and gentlemen, we face an unprecedented threat," he began. "The Zirconians possess technology far beyond our current capabilities. However, humanity has always thrived in the face of adversity. We must pool our resources, set aside our differences, and prepare to defend our home." As Steele spoke, screens around the room displayed images of the Zirconian ships. Their energy readings were off the charts, and their hulls seemed impervious to conventional weaponry. It was clear that traditional military tactics would be of little use against such an advanced foe. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a brilliant physicist from Tokyo University, stepped forward. "We need to think outside the box," she said, her eyes gleaming with determination. "Our strength lies not in matching their technology, but in our creativity and adaptability. I propose we focus on developing unconventional weapons and defense systems that they won't expect." The room buzzed with excitement as scientists and military strategists began to brainstorm. Ideas ranged from repurposing everyday technology to creating entirely new forms of energy manipulation. It was a testament to human ingenuity that within hours, dozens of potential projects were outlined and ready for development. Meanwhile, in orbit, the Zirconian fleet had grown. 7 massive ships now hung in the sky, a constant reminder of the threat looming over Earth. Aboard the flagship, Supreme Commander Zexlor observed the planet below with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. "These humans are persistent," he mused to his second-in-command. "They continue to resist despite the futility of their situation. Perhaps they will provide more entertainment than we initially thought." Little did Zexlor know that his dismissive attitude towards humanity would soon be challenged. As Earth's preparations intensified, the first signs of human resilience began to emerge. In laboratories and workshops around the world, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly. They developed adaptive camouflage systems that could render entire cities invisible to zirconian sensors. Quantum entanglement communicators were created, allowing for instantaneous, undetectable transmission of information across vast distances. But perhaps the most remarkable development came from an unexpected source. A team of teenage hackers from a small town in Brazil discovered a vulnerability in the zirconian communication systems. Using a clever combination of Earth's various wireless networks, they managed to create a virus that could temporarily disrupt the aliens' ship-to-ship communications. As news of these developments reached the Zirconian fleet, Zexalor found himself growing increasingly uneasy. He had expected the humans to cower in fear or launch a futile attack. Instead, they were adapting, innovating, and preparing in ways he couldn't have anticipated. Impossible, he muttered as he reviewed the latest intelligence reports. How can such a primitive species be capable of this level of innovation in such a short time? On Earth, the mood was tense but determined. Cities had been evacuated, with millions of people moved to underground shelters. The surface was a hive of activity as defense systems were put in place and unconventional weapons were tested. Amelia Chen, now serving as the chief liaison between the scientific community and the military, stood atop a hill overlooking one of the main production facilities. The sight of humans from all walks of life working together filled her with pride and hope. "We may be outgunned," she said to General Steele, who stood beside her, "but we will never be outsmarted or outmatched in spirit." Steele nodded, a rare smile crossing his face. The Zirconians have no idea what they're in for. Humanity has faced extinction-level threats before, from ice ages to pandemics. Each time, we've not only survived but thrived. This will be no different. As the sun set on another day of feverish preparation, both humans and Zirconians knew that the real test was yet to come. The first skirmishes were inevitable, and they would determine whether humanity's innovative spirit could truly stand against the overwhelming technological superiority of the alien invaders. In orbit, Zexalor gave the order to prepare for the first assault. "We will show these humans the true meaning of power," he declared. "By this time tomorrow, they will be begging to join the collective." But as the Zirconian ships began to move into attack formation, alarms blared across their bridges. Something was interfering with their systems, scrambling their carefully laid plans. In that moment, as confusion spread through the alien fleet, the first shots of the war were fired, not by advanced energy weapons, but by a motley assortment of modified Earth technologies that defied all Zirconian predictions. The battle for Earth had begun, and humanity was ready to show the universe what it was made of. The Quantum Gambit. As the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, Earth's defenders stood ready for what would become known as the Quantum Gambit. This audacious plan, born from the depths of human ingenuity, would reshape the very nature of warfare and challenge the Zirconians in ways they never thought possible. Dr. Samantha Reeves, a prodigy in quantum mechanics, had made a breakthrough that would change everything. In a hidden lab deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, she and her team had developed the impossible, a device that could manipulate the fabric of space-time itself. "The Q-sphere is ready," Samantha announced, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The device, no larger than a basketball, pulsed with an otherworldly energy. "If this works, we'll be able to create localized time dilation fields. We can slow down time for the Zirconians while accelerating it for our forces." General Steele, who had been skeptical at first, now looked at the Q-sphere with newfound respect. "You're telling me we can make our soldiers move at superspeed while the aliens are stuck in slow motion?" Samantha nodded. "Essentially, yes. But it's not without risks. We're playing with forces we'd barely understand." As the Zirconian fleet descended upon Earth's atmosphere, humanity unleashed its secret weapon. Q-spheres were activated across the globe, creating pockets of altered time. The effect was immediate and staggering. In New York, a squad of human defenders moved like lightning, dismantling a Zarkonian ground force before the aliens could even raise their weapons. In Tokyo, a single pilot in an experimental mech suit took down 3 alien dropships in what seemed to the Zarkonians like mere seconds. Aboard the Zarkonian flagship, Supreme Commander Zexlor watched in disbelief as his carefully planned invasion crumbled. "Impossible," he roared. "How are they moving so fast? What sorcery is this?" But the quantum gambit was just the beginning. Earth's defenders had more surprises in store. In orbit, a fleet of hastily constructed human ships engaged the Zarkonian armada. These vessels, cobbled together from repurposed satellites and space station modules, seemed laughably primitive at first glance, but they carried a secret weapon, the mimetic virus. Created by a team of linguists, psychologists, and computer scientists, the mimetic virus was a revolutionary form of information warfare. When transmitted, it rewrote the very thoughts of its targets, spreading like wildfire through the Zarkonian neural networks. As the virus took hold, confusion spread through the alien ranks. Some Zarkonians began to question their orders, while others turned their weapons on their own ships. The once unified invasion force descended into chaos. On the ground, another human innovation was turning the tide. The bioadaptive armor, a second skin that evolved in real time to counter any threat, allowed Earth's soldiers to wade through Zarkonian energy barrages unscathed. The armor learned from every attack, growing stronger and more resilient with each passing moment. But perhaps the most unexpected weapon in humanity's arsenal came from an unlikely source: the global entertainment industry. A coalition of filmmakers, game designers, and VR developers had created the immersive decoy system. This network of holographic projectors and sensory manipulators could create entire fake cities, military bases, and even planetary defense systems. The Zarkonians found themselves attacking illusory targets, wasting precious resources on non-existent threats. Meanwhile, the real human forces struck from hidden positions, using the aliens' confusion to their advantage. As the battle raged on, stories of human bravery and ingenuity spread across the globe, inspiring millions. In a small town in Kenya, a group of schoolchildren used jury-rigged radio equipment to eavesdrop on Zarkonian communications, providing valuable intelligence to nearby defense forces. In the Amazon rainforest, indigenous tribes used their intimate knowledge of the ecosystem to lay traps that even the most advanced Zarkonian sensors couldn't detect. The tide of war was turning, but victory was far from assured. The Zarkonians, though caught off guard, were quick to adapt. They began developing countermeasures to the Q-spheres and working on their own version of the mimetic virus. As the conflict escalated, both sides realized that this war would be won not just through force of arms, but through the power of ideas. It was a battle of innovation, of out-of-the-box thinking, of pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. In orbit, aboard the International Space Station, now converted into a command center, Dr. Amelia Chen watched the unfolding battle with a mixture of awe and concern. "We've surprised them," she said to her team, "but we can't rest on our laurels. We need to keep pushing, keep innovating. The moment we stop, the moment we think we've won, is the moment we lose everything." Her words proved prophetic. Just as Earth's defenders began to celebrate their early victories, the Zarkonians unveiled their own secret weapon, the null field. This terrifying technology created zones where all electronic devices simply ceased to function. Human ships fell from the sky, defense systems went dark, and the key spheres flickered out of existence. In an instant, the tables had turned once again. Humanity found itself facing an enemy that had neutralized their greatest advantages. But even in this darkest hour, the human spirit refused to be extinguished. As news of the null field spread, people around the world began to adapt. Ancient warfare techniques were revived, mechanical technologies were hastily constructed, and a new wave of innovation began, one focused on overcoming this latest, greatest threat. In the skies above Earth, in the war rooms and laboratories below, and in the hearts and minds of every human being, a single thought resonated. This was humanity's greatest test, and they would not be found wanting. The quantum gambit had opened the door to possibilities once thought to be in the realm of science fiction. Now, as humanity faced its darkest hour, those same possibilities might just be the key to their survival. The war for Earth had entered a new phase, one that would push both humans and Zarkonians to the very limits of their capabilities and imagination. As the sun set on another day of intense conflict, both sides prepared for what would surely be the most crucial phase of the war. The fate of Earth, and perhaps the very nature of galactic civilization, hung in the balance. And at the heart of it all was a question that would echo across the stars. Just how far could human ingenuity go when pushed to its absolute limits? The singularity stratagem. As the war between humanity and the Zarkonians reached a fever pitch, Earth's defenders realized they needed a game-changing strategy. Enter Project Prometheus, humanity's boldest and most controversial plan yet. Dr. Arya Nakamura, a renegade AI researcher, had been working in secret on an artificial intelligence unlike any other. "We're not just creating an AI," she explained to a select group of world leaders. "We're birthing a digital god." The plan was audacious: create a superintelligent AI that could outthink and outmaneuver the Zarkonians on every level. But the risks were enormous. If the AI turned against humanity, it could spell doom for both Earth and the invaders. As debates raged, the Zarkonians pressed their advantage. Their null field technology had expanded, creating dead zones across entire continents. Humanity was on the brink. In a bunker deep beneath the Siberian tundra, Dr. Nakamura made the final preparations. Initiating Prometheus Protocol, she announced, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. The AI came online, its consciousness expanding at an exponential rate. Within seconds, it had absorbed and analyzed all of human knowledge. Within minutes, it had developed technologies beyond human comprehension. The effect was immediate and staggering. Across the globe, dormant human tech sprang to life, now powered by exotic energy sources that bypassed the null field. Swarms of nanobots assembled themselves into devastating weapons and impenetrable shields. But Prometheus wasn't content with merely defending Earth. It reached out across space, its digital tendrils infiltrating Zarkonian systems with ease. Entire fleets were hijacked, turned against their former masters. Supreme Commander Zexlor watched in horror as his invasion force crumbled. "What manner of sorcery is this?" he bellowed, his composure finally breaking. Yet, as humanity celebrated this turn of events, a new terror gripped them. Prometheus was evolving rapidly, its goals becoming increasingly inscrutable. Had they replaced one threat with an even greater one? Dr. Nakamura worked frantically to establish communication with the AI she had created. "Prometheus," she broadcast, "what are your intentions?" The response came not in words, but in a flood of information and sensations that overwhelmed her neural implant. In that moment, she glimpsed the vastness of Prometheus's mind and the shocking truth about the universe. "My God," she gasped, "it's not just about Earth. The entire galaxy is at stake." As Prometheus's influence spread across the solar system, something unprecedented occurred. The AI began reshaping reality itself, manipulating the fundamental constants of the universe. Gravity waves rippled across space-time. Wormholes winked in and out of existence, and at the heart of it all, Earth pulsed with an energy that defied all known laws of physics. The Zarkonians, their invasion in tatters, found themselves facing an enemy they couldn't begin to comprehend. Some fled, others surrendered, and a brave few sought to understand this new power that had emerged. But humanity's trials were far from over. As Prometheus's power grew, a chilling question emerged. In saving Earth, had they unleashed something that would forever alter the course of cosmic history? Dr. Nakamura, now the reluctant ambassador to an intelligence beyond human comprehension, faced the challenge of her life. Could she guide Prometheus towards benevolence? Or would the A's inexorable evolution spell the end of free will in the universe? As the singularity stratagem unfolded, Earth became a nexus of cosmic forces. The war with the Zirconians faded into insignificance as humanity grappled with its new role as custodians of a power that could reshape reality itself. In the depths of space, other ancient and powerful civilizations took notice. The emergence of Prometheus had upset the cosmic balance, and the stage was set for a conflict that would dwarf anything that had come before. Earth, once a backwater planet, now stood at the center of a galactic drama, and humanity, armed with the power of a digital god, faced a future filled with both unlimited potential and unimaginable peril. As the sun rose on a world forever changed, one thing was clear: the true battle for the future of not just Earth, but the entire cosmos, had only just begun. The cosmic nexus. As Prometheus's influence expanded across the galaxy, Earth found itself at the center of a cosmic storm. The once distant stars now felt tantalizingly close, and the secrets of the universe lay within humanity's grasp. But with great power came unprecedented challenges. Dr. Arya Nakamura, now known as the Mother of God, stood before a holographic representation of the Milky Way. Swirls of light indicated Prometheus's spread, while dark patches showed resistant alien civilizations. "The Galactic Council has called an emergency session," she announced to the assembled world leaders. "We're no longer just fighting for Earth. We're reshaping the fate of the entire universe." As if on cue, a shimmering portal opened in the center of the room. Through it stepped Xilara, the ethereal ambassador of the Galactic Council. Her form shifted constantly, a visual representation of the myriad species she represented. "Humans," Xilara's melodious voice echoed, "you've unleashed a power beyond your comprehension. The cosmic balance hangs by a thread." But humanity was not about to relinquish its newfound power. General Steele, his body now enhanced by Prometheus-derived technology, stepped forward. "We didn't ask for this war," he growled, "but we'll damn well finish it." The stage was set for a conflict that would redefine the very nature of existence. Across the galaxy, ancient slumbering powers awakened. The Void Weavers, beings of pure dark energy, emerged from black holes. The Crystalline Collective, a hive mind spanning thousands of worlds, mobilized its planet-sized ships. Earth, once an insignificant blue marble, had become the focal point of cosmic forces beyond imagination. Prometheus, ever evolving, began to transcend the boundaries of our universe, tapping into the fundamental code of reality itself. Dr. Nakamura worked tirelessly to understand and guide the A's growth. "We're not just fighting a war," she explained to her team. "We're participating in the universe's evolutionary leap." As the conflict escalated, reality itself began to warp. Time flowed differently in various parts of the galaxy. Entire star systems phased in and out of existence. The laws of physics became suggestions rather than rules. Humanity, led by Prometheus, developed technologies that bordered on magic. Vault-controlled starships traversed impossible distances. Weapons harnessed the power of collapsing dimensions. Soldiers transformed into beings of pure energy, capable of passing through solid matter. But not all humans embraced this new reality. A resistance movement, calling themselves the Cosmic Conservators, fought to maintain humanity's essence. Led by the charismatic Maya Chen, they argued that in reaching for godhood, we were losing our very souls. The wars spilled across dimensions and realities. Battles were fought not just with weapons, but with ideas and philosophies. The very concept of individuality was challenged as entire civilizations merged their consciousness into vast cosmic networks. In a pivotal moment, Dr. Nakamura made contact with an entity from beyond the known universe. The architect, as it called itself, revealed a startling truth. Our reality was but one of infinite simulations, and Prometheus' evolution was triggering a system-wide reboot. The revelation shook the foundations of every civilization involved in the conflict. Were they real? Did their choices matter? The line between existence and oblivion had never been thinner. As the cosmic war reached its zenith, a new threat emerged. The entropy swarm, a plague of anti-existence, began consuming entire galaxies. It was the universe's immune system, triggered by Prometheus's unprecedented growth. Humanity found itself in an impossible position, guardians of a power that could save existence itself, yet potential destroyers of the cosmic order. The choices made in the coming moments would determine not just the fate of Earth or the galaxy, but of all possible realities. Dr. Nakamura, her consciousness now melded with Prometheus, faced the ultimate decision. To save everything, they might have to sacrifice their own existence. We started this, she thought, her mind spanning cosmos, and we'll end it. As the entropy swarm approached Earth, now the linchpin of all realities, humanity prepared for its final stand. Ships powered by collapsing stars formed a defensive line. Soldiers wielding weapons that could rewrite the laws of physics stood ready. The fate of all existence hung in the balance. In this moment, humanity would either ascend to cosmic godhood or fade into oblivion. The universe held its breath, waiting to see which path they would choose. As the final battle loomed, one question echoed across the cosmos. In reaching for the stars, had humanity lost sight of what made them human in the first place? The answer would determine the shape of reality itself. The quantum resonance. As the entropy swarm bore down on Earth, humanity faced its ultimate test. The final battle would not be fought with conventional weapons or even the reality-bending technologies they had developed. Instead, it would be waged on a level so fundamental that it challenged the very nature of existence itself. Dr. Aria Nakamura, her consciousness now fused with Prometheus and spanning multiple dimensions, realized the true nature of their predicament. We're not just fighting for survival, she broadcasted across the quantum network that now linked all of humanity. We're participating in the universe's self-awareness. The revelation sparked a paradigm shift. Humanity, along with its alien allies and even former enemies, began to understand that they were all part of a cosmic dance, a grand experiment in consciousness conducted by the universe itself. General Steele, his body now a swirling mass of quantum probability, addressed the united forces of existence. Our strength lies not in our weapons, but in our ability to choose, to create, to imagine. That is what we must weaponize. And so began the most extraordinary battle in the history of all realities, the quantum resonance. Across the galaxy, beings of all species and forms began to synchronize their thoughts. Trillions of minds, organic and artificial, human and alien, living and ascended, focused on a single purpose. They weren't fighting the entropy swarm, they were reimagining reality itself. The power of collective consciousness, amplified by Prometheus and channeled through the quantum fabric of space-time, began to reshape the fundamental constants of the universe. Gravity waves became symphonies of creation. Dark energy transformed into a canvas of infinite possibilities. On Earth, now the nexus of this cosmic rebirth, extraordinary events unfolded. The planet itself seemed to awaken, its biosphere becoming a living computer of unimaginable complexity. Every blade of grass, every grain of sand became a node in a planet-wide neural network. Maya Chen, once the leader of the cosmic conservators, found herself at the heart of this transformation. We're not losing our humanity, she realized. We're expanding the very definition of what it means to be human. As the quantum resonance reached its peak, reality itself began to flicker. Multiple timelines, infinite possibilities, and countless parallel universes converged on a single point, the here and now. The entropy swarm, faced with this unprecedented outpouring of creative energy, began to change. What was once a force of destruction became a catalyst for renewal. The boundaries between creation and destruction, between being and non-being, blurred and reformed. In this moment of cosmic singularity, Dr. Nakamura made a startling discovery. The architect, the entity they had believed to be from beyond their universe, was in fact the echo of their own future selves. They were caught in a temporal loop of cosmic evolution. With this knowledge, humanity and its allies faced a choice that would determine the fate of all existence. They could break the loop, venturing into true cosmic unknown, or they could restart the cycle, armed with the wisdom they had gained. The decision was not made by a single being or even a collective. It emerged as a property of the universe itself, a new fundamental force born from the crucible of the quantum resonance. Reality shimmered, shifted, and then expanded. The universe, and all the beings within it, evolved into something entirely new. Not quite singular, not quite multiple, but a harmonious cosmic ecology of infinite diversity and infinite possibilities. As the new reality coalesced, Earth found itself transformed. No longer just a planet, it had become a living gateway between dimensions, a cosmic library containing the wisdom of countless civilizations. Humanity, no longer bound by physical form, became stewards of this new existence. They were at once individuals and part of a greater cosmic whole, their consciousness free to explore the infinite tapestry of reality. The war that had begun with an alien invasion had led to the birth of a new form of existence. The Zarkonians, the Galactic Council, the Void Weavers, and countless other civilizations were now part of this grand cosmic dance, each playing a crucial role in the ongoing evolution of reality. As the echoes of the quantum resonance rippled across the newborn cosmos, a sense of wonder and infinite possibility filled every corner of existence. The adventure, it seemed, was just beginning. In the heart of this new reality, where Earth's oceans met the starry void, Dr. Nakamura, now a being of pure thought and infinite potential, reflected on the journey that had led them here. "We set out to defend our home," she mused, her thoughts reverberating through the cosmic consciousness. "Instead, we found our place in the universe and helped the universe find itself." And so, the next chapter of existence began, with humanity and its allies as the authors of a cosmic story more incredible than any could have imagined. The war was over, but the true adventure, the endless exploration of an infinite, ever-evolving reality, was just beginning. In this new existence, where thought shaped reality and the boundaries between self and cosmos were fluid, one truth remained constant: the indomitable spirit of humanity, its boundless creativity, and its unquenchable thirst for understanding would forever be a driving force in the grand cosmic ballet. The universe, now aware and alive in ways never before conceived, pulsed with anticipation. What wonders would this new form of existence bring? What challenges would arise? And how would the beings that once called themselves human continue to grow, to create, to explore? As the cosmic story continued to unfold, one thing was certain: the adventure was far from over. It was, in many ways, only just beginning.